right, so I guess intermission's over, and then we'll start. Okay, welcome back, everyone, to part two of our World's Preview Extravaganza round table. If you caught the episode beforehand, because I'm going to do this in two parts, so everyone doesn't have to stay here for...
Oh, that's so lazy.
Fuck you, church.
Oh.
We're gonna we talked about teams, went over some stuff, and now we're gonna talk about singles. So, Tim, as our current reigning world champion of singles play, you want to go over kind of what singles is in a nutshell for people, even though it's kind of easy to determine what it is for those newbies.
But obviously, you play through a bunch of switch rounds of singles, and then we'll be cutting a top 16. We may have 8 rounds this year.
Yeah, we did last year, right?
It's very possible that we'll cross 128 players and get an 8th round. So be ready for a long day. Diversity rules in effect, which means even if Spike 1 is nominally the top of the meta and 49-3 in PTCs, we know the whole deal. That does not mean that 60% of the field will be running Spike 1. This is not Magic. This is not other games where that sort of thing happens. We might get 10% of the field running Spike 1. And then maybe another 5 or 10% will be trying to sideboard into Spike 1 to get around the diversity rule. So you have to be ready for everything is sort of the first rule. I learned that the hard way. When I came my first Nationals, I was prepared for like the S tier decks, and then I got thrown to death by Zangief twice in a row. Zangief was terrible, but I wasn't ready for it. So that's one part. And then if you want to actually win, you have to be ready to beat 4 of the best decks in the format played by some of the best players in the world in sequence. You may get through that top cut without facing the Spike 1, the S tier of the format. That happened to me last year. I did not have to deal with Zoe or Bomb Man.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I just had to face the best mid-range control decks, which my deck was pretty prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And then Turbo Man in the finals. So that can happen. There will only be one Spike 1 in the top 16. There might be some similar decks that sideboard into him. So that's even more of you have to be ready for everything. Because the percentage of whatever that big monster deck you're worried about can only be 1 out of 16. And it might be highly likely to win its first round match in the top 16, so maybe it's 1 out of 8. So you should definitely be ready for the best stuff, but you have to be ready for the whole of the S, A+, A-, B+, even B tier stuff.
Definitely be ready for Mega Man 2.
Yes.
Nah.
Absolutely.
It ain't happening again.
Nah, not a third year in a row.
I was going to say go. But,
Mega Man 2 is made like back-to-back top 4s, right? So, let's just pretend the UK didn't happen. Back-to-back top 4s.
Yeah, UK doesn't count. Mega Man 2 didn't show up.
That's fair.
Obviously, completely fake tournament. They don't try very hard in the UK. They don't even bother. Yeah, that's the thing, right? He doesn't show up at PTCs, but he usually shows up at these nationals and worlds because people are looking for options with the diversity rule in effect, and he is a very solid one. And he certainly can use a lot of the nice bebop stuff. He's one of the very few characters that can run Showoken with a straight face, and not have to sideboard all 4 copies of it. So yeah, he's got a lot of play in this format.
So now you brought up the diversity rule. Has anybody been diversified? Church, Rob, you weren't diversified last year, were you?
I broke a streak in Vegas last year. I think it was 3 Vegases in a row getting diversified, or 2. Regardless, I fully expected to get diversified as Zoe. So, hey, I broke that streak.
I would have been diversified last year if I didn't punt my last match.
Okay.
But instead, I just didn't make the cut at all. So
I haven't been diversified in a while because I've been getting in diversity fights and then winning them. But I definitely got diversified from like X1 one year, like in top 8. Or no, it might have been X1. Yeah. I think I was 5-1 with Birch, and
Right.
Bernier got through with just with a. It was 5-1-1. Yeah, because I unintentionally drew with Devin,
then lost to Garrett, and Devin never got paired into Garrett, and he beat everyone else.
Yeah.
And like the same thing happened to Phil.
Oh,
You fought me in the last round of that, and because you beat me, I got diversified by Jack Hale. He was also playing Athena, and then I had to share a bed with him.
Yeah.
that would have been awkward.
I've never been diversified at a cardboard event. I think my first time getting diversified might have been this Atlanta PTC, and that was like one of those chain diversifications. Partially because for a while I was playing Kazuya, and for whatever reason, people were morbidly afraid of taking me on for Kazuya diversity, even though he was very visibly a very good deck at the time.
Yeah.
So I got by for a while on that. But yeah, and then last year I was in a diversity fight with Birch, and came out on top in the end. Our decks were very different, actually. But
Wasn't Birch going all in on like Tengu dives and other low check stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was basically playing his Jiffany deck with Pharaoh Man on top.
Okay.
And I was playing a Pharaoh Man deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, do you think now what portion of it's used the tier list that we have on Reddit? Do you think you only stick to the SA and maybe Bs for the like when you're building your deck for singles?
I would have to be very confident that I had something special before I would play a C tier character.
Yeah.
Because I think every character who I would personally put in C tier, I would never play in a tournament like this. Pretty much by definition of what I would put in C tier is something that I would not like. That is not good. That I do not believe that character has any conceivable build that is good enough to win a tournament, and I'm showing up to win.
I mean, hey, maybe one day they'll get something.
Well, on that point, do you think that you're traveling to these cardboard events? Should that just be your straight mentality as a first time? Like as a first, say let's take the Jasco path on this one because they're doing a lot of content for newer players. Do you think a newer player should go with the mentality as I want to win it? Well, they should go in and think, hey, I want to win every game, but conceivably they probably won't because if they've never taken on this type of like field before. What type of mentality should a newer player come in with? Do you feel?
Yeah, I guess focusing on wins definitely isn't the healthiest way.
Yeah.
I think that for me, kind of like an equivalent statement that like is definitely a healthier way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I don't think a C tier character could actually have competitive games against the best decks in the format. And if you look at, well, I want to have enjoyable, interesting back and forth games, or games that are one-sided routes in my favor, at least. Then the tier listing still kind of got you that way. That like, if you're in the C tier, you might not be able to compete with a lot of things. You might have even if it's not a silver ball, it's just like Swipe 1 might just have better cards than you, a better ability than you, better stats than you. And you can't hang with that if you don't have the requisite synergy in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I definitely believe a lot in like not looking at the results and saying, "Oh, I need to win." Oh, I'm not winning right now. This really sucks. And instead, like going round by round, saying, "Okay, I'm looking to, get out of this next round what I put into it and have a good time,
Mm-hmm.
Find the best plays, make the right decisions, and take it, one step at a time. Not get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
And think, I had a great start and." I just need to not choke and I need to preserve my lead, or I'm getting so unlucky and I had a bad start. Just round by round, stay in the moment, I guess, is the cliche.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, look, if you started 8 months ago and your favorite character is Sagat, and you've been playing Sagat in most of your matches since you started, and you've been working on the deck, play Sagat. Because you're not going to change to a Felicia or something, and in this last month before Worlds, get that deck and get your play with that deck to a point where it's as good as you would do with Sagat anyway. There's a lot to be said for deck familiarity. There's a lot to be said for being an iteration 4, 5, 6 of the deck.
Yeah.
And I thought you can go 5 and 3 with Sagat. Those 3 losses might be, oh, well, I ran into the beasts of the format, or like I ran into Dave Wagner and I lost because I'm not going to beat Dave Wagner on almost any pair of decks right now because I'm new to the game. But floating around those middle tables, you can go 5-3 with Sagat.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a good day. You can play a lot of good games. You can learn a lot. Playing against maybe people from different areas that you haven't played against before, play the game in different ways, right? Maybe people in your area do things one way, and then you run into somebody that plays a 5 difficulty attack on turn 1 going first, and you didn't even think anybody ever did that.
Rob, any thoughts on singles as maybe like in it not building your deck? What do you look for, I guess, or what advice can you give to like a newer player going into Worlds as their
singles?
first? Yeah.
I think I've only been to like 2 like national. I've been to 3. I guess nationals are higher level events. I guess I don't think that I would play what I think is going to be the best deck just because of that. I think that I think that you're just better off playing something that like you want to play.
Absolutely.
It's better if the deck that you want to play is something that's like good. Right. Like I wouldn't just say like, I love like this character that's like, C-, D+ on like one of those tier lists. Like, because that's the thing is like that character's like not great.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a character that you really like, that's like, in the A- to B- range, even C+, depending, then yeah, go for it. Like now when you are tuning that deck, you need to definitely be aware of, the 2 or 3 like really good, really popular like decks, or there might be more, but right, like we've talked about it a lot. Like you need to have a plan for Spike 1. You need to have a plan for Punch and Judy, and you should probably have a plan for something that's going to try to hit you with like stun 5, like once or twice in their kill turn. And if you can deal with those like 3 things at least some of the time, like it basically, as long as you have a plan for like how you're not going to lose to those things, like you might still lose to those things. Like you can like you could go into a like Worlds last year and be like, I have a plan that I know how I'm going to beat Zoe, and then you don't draw those cards, or they manage to like outlast you anyway. Like that happens, but I don't think if you really plan on having a shot at topping or especially winning, you can't just say, well, like, hopefully I just don't get paired into that. I mean, you might not. I mean, Tim didn't play Zoe, but I'm sure he had a plan for Zoe. Like, it may not have worked, or it may have worked, but like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know if that's a real plan or not. I never had to face Zoe ever.
It is. I mean, I think it is. It's like if you
pass the right blocks,
like basically like not get killed by like Cowboy Battery on her second turn, you might be all right. Yeah, I mean, you might not, but but yeah,
I think you touched on 2 really key things. I think, which are basically know what your goal is, know what you're aiming for. If it's your first time going, maybe aiming for first place is a bit ambitious. And also, as we said in the last cast, as Tim mentioned last cast, like if there's 100 people showing up, you have a 1% chance to win before the rounds get seeded, just by fact of that's how numbers work. Like that's before you like put skill into the equation, it's a lottery to see who wins, and then you influence that with the outcomes of the matches. So know what your goals are. Like making top cut is very achievable. If you're playing Spike 1, maybe a little bit less achievable, but there's nothing wrong with playing Spike 1 anyway. If that, like as we're saying, if that's the deck you've been playing locally, play that deck.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with running in diversity and potentially getting, if you pick up a draw being out of the running just like that, that's completely okay if you know what your goals are. And then once you have goals, have a plan too to achieve those goals. And I think it's very important. If you're watching this cast, you probably want to know what kind of decks are in the format and what things you need to look out for, what are kind of the goalposts. And I think it's pretty easy to, if you ask anyone, oh, what do you think the meta is like? They'll help you get an idea of what the goalposts are, what you need to know what's happening, and to have a plan against those decks to be able to succeed.
Church, got anything? Other than that
there's
creepy
a
ass
lot
doll?
What? No, ignore that. Here. So, there are a lot
Now
of
it's going to
different
peek out from
ways to look
behind
at
your head. It's going to be extra terrifying.
So like even people like Terry 2 or like even in B- tier, you can basically show up with anything that can be conceivably aggressive and still kill people. Spike, he can reduce your speed, but you can just still kill him. People do run out of cards in hand. People do fail blocks. It happens. Luck isn't everything, but yeah, that happens. Maybe do show up for the diversity fight. I was just playing Zoe because I liked the character and was having fun with her in teams, so I thought, screw it, I'll just do it. I'll go for the box that they were telling people are going to be for diversity, and then I didn't get diversified because things happened. It was RNG between me and Keenan. I think we had the same score.
Yeah, you were both 6-1.
I think we were the only two people at that score, right? Everyone else was...
There were 4 people going into the last round of 5-1, and 2 of them won, 2 of them lost.
And it came down to stupid tiebreakers, which have nothing to do with how we played, and I think are a stupid factor for the game. It's like, I did nothing wrong. Keenan did nothing wrong. I got placed above Keenan. That makes no sense. Because I think Keenan's opponent in the last round ID'd with his opponent so they could both get in, and then that forced Keenan out.
I mean, there's like when at the end of the tournament, like there's at the 7-round tournament, there's 6 matches that can happen, and all of them influence your tiebreakers. Yeah. Like one choice doesn't, even with the small number,
it can go weird. I think the guy last fought in round 1 went like 0-7, but it can happen.
Yeah, people can just drop, and then that's zero breakers.
Yeah, as we were just talking about, playing what you want, it works. I basically, every event I go to, I just play the same deck that I've been playing for months in locals. I've been freaking out for a month about what I'm going to run in singles, and as we're talking, I'm thinking, I'll just probably play Faye. I know Faye gets beaten by like every stupid little card that has no reason to beat her. It's like, I want to draw this card. No, that could modify speed. Stop that. Fine. Okay, sure. Whatever. I'm going to lose to that. But I'm going to have a good time doing it. I've been playing Faye since January now. I haven't taken the deck apart. I'm on revision 9 or something. It's no longer just...
You're on revision 9 with Faye. I think your odds of making top 16 are much better.
So, Church, what I'm hearing is you're going to diversify Tam again.
Oh man!
It's like, right?
I don't know. I guess
because I really don't want to jump into that fight. I feel like Karma's going to suck
from his locals.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll diversify them.
Yeah.
Because if I were fighting Tam for diversity, I know Karma would do something so that it would be like the same situation as Keenan and I, but Tam would be above me because Karma said, "You got this, buddy. You don't deserve another." And I'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, diversity is a factor in singles. Don't worry about it too much.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to worry about it seriously.
Yeah, it doesn't.
We're not here to dispute diversity. We're just here to tell you that it will happen.
Yep.
Play with it.
Just play like.
I know the.
Go ahead, Kevin.
The first event that I was really worried about diversity, I literally didn't want to enter singles. I was like, I got my deck was Truong at that time, and it's like there's gonna be a million Truongs. I'm not gonna I'm not doing this. And then they gave me an alcohol deck, and I signed up after round 2, and I literally played the deck Slide Unseen, and was several play mistakes playing the deck Slide Unseen.
Quote unquote infinite alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that deck was great.
That was great, but it's not a good deck to play Slide Unseen, and I punted a lot.
No.
And could have had a winning record, like could have had a top 8 or whatever berth if I had played it well, but I didn't. But yeah, don't be me at my first Worlds or my second World.
Your first Worlds was the Misroot stopping, right?
Yeah.
Or what?
You faced your first Worlds was the chain of Misrooters, right?
Yeah. I went 3-0, beating Keenan in round 3, like the eventual champion, and then I got paired into people with 28 vitality, and I couldn't beat any of them. Like 27, I beat 27 to ultimate. 28.
Can't do it.
Too many life. Can't do that much damage.
I know that. I know.
Spike 1.
Oh, go ahead.
It's just your deck. No. If you've been playing Spike 1 for 3 months, that's just what you do. And maybe it's not life Spike, but you got low self-esteem like half of us nerds, then maybe you just play Oil Man, because it's basically the same. You'll swap into Spike Game 2, you put in all your Spike unblockable garbage attack, and you'll probably do all right. You won't get diversified, so that's pretty good, and you're still on the back of Spike. And if you're crazy confident about Spike, but still have the low self-esteem thing, you start as Splash Woman, and you immediately concede every game one, and you basically just 2-0 your way to more or less getting top cuts. You're going to lose some games. That will happen.
You have to start as Krieger Daytonis? No, you can't. That's not a card.
Yeah.
Krieger Daytonis. Pick your favorite color.
Yeah.
The thing about doing this diversity dodge strategy is that if someone else shows up with the same Krieger as you,
Yep.
you're kidding the entire world.
Talking about Keenan and I having bad RNG, that's just ridiculous.
I know that
That has happened.
Yes, but that same 2011 Worlds, there were 3 people that were trying to be different, and they showed up with Marathi, and lo and behold, they're all in a Marathi diversity fight.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably, I think, the most ridiculous diversity story, because they actually covered all 3 Marathi symbols.
Yeah.
He wasn't considered like a top tier character, and they all had like X1 or better records.
Oh wow.
Garrett has been diversified without losing a round. I want to say 2013.
That's because he draws a billion times.
03 or whatever, yeah.
He was playing Iori. That's super aggressive.
It's Garrett.
Yeah, I know it kind of evens out, doesn't it?
It's working hard. It's not aggressive anymore.
I know that as a newer player a newer player goes to Worlds, I think that they should in their games, and after they're done playing, they should take their experience and try to like learn, and like maybe they know who you guys are, or like because they've seen you on the casts and they've seen your pictures, and Tim has cardboard, you guys you 3 have cardboard, Rob one day may have cardboard, and
Chris, please think better of yourself. You're on my team. I want you to believe.
Oh no, I'm trying to short sell myself, so when we win, it's gonna be amazing. They should really. I know that when I first went to Worlds, I was not like starstruck, but like I was kind of nervous talking to people who were on cardboard, because it's like, well, they're really good, and you kind of don't know. If you're new, you don't know a lot of people, and you're kind of nervous, and maybe you're like Church said, we're all nerds, low self-esteem. We all are really not really extroverts, we kind of stay to ourselves and whatever. But I would suggest, if you're a new player and you see like Kevin, Tim, Church, don't talk to me because I don't know anything about the game. I'm just the host.
Damn,
there's
man.
a talent. Introduce yourself. Talk games. Ask them, hey, what do you think about this card? People are going to tell you the truth. Some people might just tell you that card's garbage, but sometimes they'll tell you truth, and they'll say, hey,
tell you why it's garbage.
Make sure you steal your self-esteem if you're going to ask Birch about your deck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
Don't talk to Phil Birch.
I was leading to that, Tim. I was leading to that.
Part of the experience.
Yeah.
Birch is really nice, but he's a big believer in being blunt.
Yes, he's a very big believer in being blunt. Yes.
We go to all these events all over America, some of which from different countries, so it costs a lot of money. We're obviously doing it because we love the game and we love the community. So be a part of the community. Talk with us.
Yep. Always try to interact with as many people as possible. Unless it's Thomas Gordon. Just don't ever talk to that guy. That guy's a dick. No, I'm just messing.
Well, he'll just talk back at you for a few hours.
Yes, he will. He will. I love T. Gordon.
My God, you will learn.
Because he'll make you feel bad about yourself. Like, real bad.
Because I know a trip down memory lane, the first time I've ever really interacted with Kevin was when he showed up at my house for the first time for the Rockford PTC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Same thing with Rob and Scott, too. That was the first time I'd ever really interacted with you guys was on the way to Omaha.
Well, so we tried to previously.
Yes.
So when Scott and I were going to the Omaha PTC, I guess not last year, but the year before, I think.
2 years, I think. At least 2 years, yeah.
We were trying to figure out how we were going to get there, and I think we were talking to Danielle, and I was like, Danielle, like, plane tickets to Omaha are stupid. It's like 500 or more, like, round trip, and we were just like, there's no way we're going to do this. And, she sort of said, like, oh, well, like, you can fly into, like, Chicago for, like, pretty cheap, and, like, there's some people coming, there's, like, a car coming down from there. So she basically put us in touch with Chris. Chris is supposed to pick us up from the airport, and then we get stuck in like a massive backup in security, miss our flight. I'm like in Boston, like just texting Chris in the morning, like, hey, probably don't go to the airport. It's like, I'm in Boston, Scott's in Myrtle Beach. I don't know why we're not on the same plane, but that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
Like, because I was thinking, I just went, and they were like, get on that plane. I was like, I'm on it. And then I'm sitting there just like waiting, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where Scott is. And then I just get a text from him like, hey, they put me on a plane to Myrtle Beach. I'm like, okay. So we could have met Chris.
Yep.
We had spoken to Chris.
Yep.
I guess I probably met you in Omaha.
It was in Miles's basement. I was asleep, and you woke me up.
We got there at like 2:30,
In the
2:45 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then, we're not highly social for that weekend because we just wanted to die. But, yeah, just show up, say hey. Not to me, I won't be there, but to these other fine gentlemen.
I've got a story of my first encounter with famous people. My first event was Canadian Nationals 2012. Like, that was my first big one. I met Tim there, fought him in singles and teams, had a good time. I fought near Kevin. My team fought you. That was interesting. That was my interaction with you. I beat Christine. Isn't that cool? That's my claim to fame for like years.
You have a win over a member of the reigning, defending Team Canadian National Champion.
Yeah, and we got to top 4. Don't tell people that it was single elimination with 8 teams. We got to top 4. But yeah, I remember when I first got to the event with my when I first got to the event with my locals, I was looking around. I was basically starstruck, and you were able to notice how many people you just recognized because of cardboard and such. Like, I remember pointing out to one of my friends, like, look, there's Andrew Alexa. And then Andrew turned and looked at me, and I went like, and I just dodged. And then I was talking to the guy beside me, something about, like, I knew this guy Garrett. He sent me some cards. And then the guy beside me that I was talking to, his opponent turns and says, oh, hi, I'm Garrett. And he puts me his hand. I didn't know what to do. It was weird. Say introverts
like
with a popular event.
The best of reactions you should never have to Andrew Alexa.
Yeah.
Andrew Alexa's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, in church
I
was scared
a
of
couple
him.
months ago that Jeremy Ray was at this event.
Oh,
How did I
really?
not know this?
That reaction is valid if you get paired against Andrew Alexa.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's also true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then you're cooked.
My first PTC ever I'd gone to was Michigan. Was the one I think Jeremy won with Mei Lin? No.
Huh?
Was that the one where... Wait, were you at that one, Church?
No.
It was,
Wait. No, I was at a Michigan, but I don't think it was the same one.
I don't know.
Unless you were at the Michigan that Dan won with Kim?
No, it was the one before that. And
okay.
And my first round was paired against Keith Disbro after he had won his card, right? But he wasn't playing Angels. Someone handed him a Donovan deck. And I just beat him 2-0, but I was playing Morgan. And he's like, I have no idea what any of these cards do.
Did you
and
say that was like round 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the first win in a competitive event for the world champion after he'd won.
Yep. And it was and like, I was, you know.
That would have been the one that Phil Birch won with Sasquatch. Or Felicia, I think?
No, they weren't, those weren't out
the
yet.
Bailey one was before that, because that was before Keith won Worlds.
Okay. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. But all I know is that I don't know if maybe Ben was there with... Was that with the tins were legal?
The one
if you're playing Morgan, the tins were legal.
I mean, like, the tins that just came out.
Witzel?
Yeah, he was playing the old Huitzel.
Oh, yeah, there was one of those too,
Yeah, because
I was at 2015.
I was
at 2015. Yeah, this was 2014. Ben Shoemaker with Witzel won.
Okay.
That was the first time I met Miles.
Tim,
Okay.
you got 3rd. Kevin, you got 2nd. You people should know this.
Yeah, I got a few top 4s in a row and that one was Athena.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember...
Grand debut.
Because I remember meeting a lot of people there. I met Sean O'Brien for the first time there. That was cool. I met it was
Kevin, you're playing Phil Birch, if that changes your opinion on remembering. I don't know.
Yeah, I was playing Phil Birch. I was extremely hungover the morning of top 8, and I thought I was siding into Paul Bittner, and I thought I got paired into Jeremy, and he beat me in top 8.
Oh, okay. So this is just Swiss standings. My mistake. Oh, then then Ben Shoemaker didn't win. He just got first in Swiss. It was Malian.
Okay, yeah,
with Jeremy Ray. Yeah,
because I think that was the first time that myself and like Miles had showed up to an event. I want to say Shane was there playing the Tim Keefe challenge. I want to say.
Yes.
I think that was the beginning of the Tim Keefe challenge. So
one of many. Well, it did good in testing.
Yeah, that was my first real. Like I had gone to Worlds the month or two previous. I didn't really know a lot of people, didn't meet a lot of people, but this was like my first interactions with a lot of people, and that was meeting Joe Horth for the first time. That was awesome. It was good. It was great. I like Joe. Joe's a great guy. He loves my dogs a little too much.
He's gonna steal your dogs one day.
They're not here right now, so that's fine. They're at the in-laws. So
are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure they're not at Joe Horth's house?
I better make a phone. I better make a phone call then. So, but like what I would say is on this long trip down story lane, introduce yourself to people you don't know. Be sociable, because people will take you in, and you'll get to stay at people's houses for free all the time. That's great,
Some of the time.
But so now we go into now you guys would say Top Cuts is a completely different animal than Swiss, right? Or is there? I've never been in a singles Top Cut, so I can't say. I've never.
Top Cut is weird as hell, man. Like at Nationals, I think anyone could have won.
Yeah, I think
maybe
there's
not
definitely a difference between a deck that can 6-2 Swiss and a deck that can win 4 matches in a row in a top 16.
Yeah.
I think that much is at least true.
I mean, I think there's possibilities and there's probabilities, right? Like,
right.
Like, it's imaginable that, I don't know, Garrett checks ones on every single card he plays.
It happens.
To match the Airman. Huh?
He wins those games.
Sometimes.
One of the first cardboard he won, I think he checked 3 ones in a row in a finals game, and he won that game.
Yeah, but he was playing around it, and he had a big board anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
He had fucking man behind the mask in his deck. Whatever.
Just not on his character like everybody else does now. So
I don't know what happened where Kevin just yelled that and just starts looking around all whimsical.
You have a deck that has sort of a gaping hole. That's not just one deck; it's just sort of a class of decks that it's not very good against. And you can just like take your losses to those decks in Swiss, and if you face them twice, you face them twice. But if that's something that's relatively prevalent in the format, right? If you're just really bad against water decks or something, it's really unlikely that you're going to get through a top 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you lose to something obscure, and it still comes out of nowhere and gets you in tops.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like top 16s are very unpredictable. If the deck's good enough to get through Swiss, it's good enough to have a chance of winning most of its match. Like, a realistic 1 in 4 chance or whatever, which is a very bad matchup, honestly. But if you play perfectly, like you can get through bad matchups, and if you get a little lucky, like you can get through that. And if you're trying to predict what's going to win, you're never going to do it.
Right.
Like, Athena would have been in like A- tier probably before Nationals, and she won the tournament.
Yeah, decks that were or would have been in people's quote unquote S tiers very, very, very rarely win singles cardboard.
Yeah, just because getting into a top 8 or a top 16 cut is unlikely when you have 3-0ing a stiff tournament is hard.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Shoemaker did it with Witzel. There aren't too many other examples. And some of that's the odds, some of that's the targets on the back. And just between those two things, right? If someone's in top 16, they're probably ready for at least the more common flavors of Spike 1. And so you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that person playing the brainless aggro deck that just wasn't prepared for you. It's not going to happen in a top cut.
I mean, sometimes it does. Bomb Man lost to Mega Man because Bomb Man loses to any amount of breaker. And then unfortunately it fought the one guy who brought any amount of breaker.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep. That happened. I faced him at Nationals, and Ruthless
He just
Dictator.
scooped, right?
Yeah, he scooped
Yeah.
me because I dropped Ruthless Dictator on turn 1 both games, and he just scooped me because he can't beat Breaker. So
He legitimately couldn't. Mega Man just turned him off. Yeah.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep. Sometimes you just get I don't know, teched out. I guess.
I guess I should have put Ruthless Dictator in my deck. Hate that card. I think it's tough.
I do too.
I needed low
Oh,
blocks,
It's
man.
one obscure deck that's no longer good. So
Yep.
what?
Yeah, it's like, probably helps get the cocaine by. Who cares? Yeah.
Hey! Fine, I'll bring her instead of Faye. She's like, see, I'll lose to every Spike one. I tried her again last night. I just had to know that she loses to Spike. I had to, and I went.
This
It
is
was
also
so
good for her,
bad.
right? That's a big deal.
It was a big help. Big help. It took out Ken's Shoryuken because that thing is bad. It replaced that in the deck, and man, the only thing you got going for you is that you're discarding 2 cards to play +3 speed on attack, and that's sad. And when Spike says, "Hold on, that's only +1,"
Hey, but Faceless Assault, you get to flip all their face downs.
I don't have momentum. Spike's
You
not
don't
gonna get nothing.
Does that mix up? You get through? You get through?
No, I was able to hit him like twice. It's real sad, man.
Rob, you got anything? I guess we'll kind of start cycling down a bit, going into our closing. So, Rob, any thoughts on singles?
Just thinking. I don't know. Not really. Like, I think we've covered most of it. You know, play what you want to play. Honestly, just get sleep the night before.
Yeah,
That's-
take care of yourself.
That's sort of like my biggest advice. You know, tournament. I'm just like, just go to bed.
Mhm.
You know, you're
Yeah.
worried. Oh, I got to do this last minute testing. Just go to sleep instead. Like, you know, maybe in the morning, you know, maybe you'll be asleep and you'll have an epiphany and you'll wake up and you'll be like, I should put this card in. Sure. But, you know, like, you can have a great deck and you're just like tired, didn't eat breakfast, like, feel like shit, and you start 0-2. So, like,
It happens.
Mhm.
Yep. That would be my biggest thing is just like prepare yourself for, you know, especially with Worlds, like it's a long tournament. You know, at least by UFS standards. I mean, you know, there's plenty of other games where, oh man, like, you know, you've seen some of these like Dragon Ball Super like regionals that are like 300 people, and I just like look at the numbers like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
That's
I
a
can't
regional
imagine.
too.
Yeah. That's
something
crazy.
like that. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna play a lot of games, and at some point, you're probably gonna get kind of tired and kind of burned out, and you just need to still be ready to like play at like a pretty decent level at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be a lot of UFS in front of you. They like to play top 16 the day of. And in teams, sometimes they play all the way through top 4
Yeah.
the same day. It gets grueling.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, any final thoughts on singles and Worlds in general?
Nothing off the top of my head. Yeah,
Okay.
I absolutely agree with what Rob's saying. Like, take care of yourself, get sleep, stay hydrated, eat, have snacks, whatever. You know how to take care of yourself, so don't forget that when you're busy playing hours upon hours of UFS.
Mm-hmm. Tim?
Yeah, not a whole lot in terms of closing thoughts.
Okay.
And I thought maybe we should do a little rapid fire so that we can all be wrong about things.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that.
Jesus.
Oh, we could do some predictions. That's good. That's good.
Nice.
Okay. I'll start. What do you think's gonna win?
Get in my closing thoughts.
You'll get your closing thoughts after all this.
You actually close the show with your closing thoughts.
Because remember, you're the new co-host, so you get to go last. So you know. But off top of your heads, what do you think's gonna win? Not who, but what
Just
deck?
One character to win.
One character to win.
I'm picking
Felicia.
characters, not decks.
Hold on while I scroll up this tier list. I'm still at like D.
I'm gonna say Felicia.
That's a very good guess.
I'm gonna write this stuff down so we can come back. So,
Alright.
Hold on a second.
No, I thought you were gonna write it down so you can bring it back to the team.
I am too, by the way. No, Kevin.
If I say a deck containing Vengeance of the Fallen Angel, will you accept that?
Give me a symbol, and then we're fine. I'll say it.
Ooh,
Life after water.
Yes. I'll take that.
All right.
That's fair.
That's fair. Tim?
And see, if I'm wrong, it's still a death deck because it contains like 50% death cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're right.
Yep. Law of averages.
I'm gonna go with Dave Wagner,
Ooh.
which might also be a player, but after seeing how well Fire Mad Pro defended, I have more faith in that deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
George?
Chris, what do you?
Okay.
Pat. What do you think's gonna win?
What do I think?
Robin's gonna win? You think you're gonna just take the whole thing?
No,
Yeah, okay.
no.
Okay.
I honestly, I'm actually gonna pick Yamato Man, actually,
Oh, that's a good one too.
Fine pick. Yeah.
because I think that water is one of the power symbols at the moment. It's not as good as death, but you could.
Honestly, one of the things about that, I think that that's one of the best decks that like has been completely unrepresented in all the top cuts. So like I could see like people just in general being like less prepared for it than some of the other decks.
Yeah.
Like this kind of reminds me. I don't think I'm thinking of maybe it's Turbo Man. But I feel like there was a deck a year or two ago, like the last couple of years, where it was like the talk of the town in spoiler season. Everyone was shitting their pants over it. It didn't show up at PTCs at all, and then 11 people brought it to a major.
Yeah, that was Turbo
There's
Man.
the 9 Turbo Man Nationals where the fake Turbo Man made top cuts with CA.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then no Turbo Mans made it because everybody in round like 4 and 5 just started like
Dropping.
punting because they were like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna get diversified.
Yeah, they all sort of assumed they were losing diversity, and then none of them.
Mm-hmm.
And also that deck definitely has a failure rate. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I wonder if Gateway Shuffle is going to be that way. Where now we're going to go to World. Maybe it's actually just that maybe everyone's correctly evaluating that it's a bad card, so to speak, or not what you want to be doing.
It's not.
Or
a bad
maybe
card.
everyone dusts it off for this tournament and it shows up with like 8 decks in top 16 or whatever.
Yeah, the deck the Yamato Man I would think would be kind of like the Keenan's deck, where it was like the Yamato, all the weapons, and you just play gateway shuffles and you just blow people out on turn 2, and you just cats them, which is fair. Which is basically, and it could also be another deck to where, hey, I'm gonna play Yamato Man, and instead of Spike 1, and I'll just jump. If Yamato Man don't work, I'll just put Spike 1 on top of it for game 2. So, again, you may have that Yamato Man diversity battle with both of them sighting into Spike 1, which would be kind of off the wall, but
I think
expected.
that's a completely valid strategy because, like, Yamato Man doesn't do very much if people are trying to just kill you.
Yep.
Where Spike 1 is great again if people are just trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, Church, you've had a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
Do you scroll up on that tier list?
Yeah, I scrolled up. I got to, the Jet, Grant Padley, Keith Disbro, and whatnot. And they're all good. They draw cards, give or take Jet. But I don't know. It's just always a 7-hander. It's just consistently better.
Just like 5 cards.
Just say Athena. You know you want to.
I do kind of have that highlighted. I was kind of juggling between Athena and Felicia. I don't think I want to give 2 votes to Felicia, so I'll put all my money down on C. Side. I can't pronounce it. Going back to Athena.
Oh, let's go back to Athena? All right.
Church, we could have both been right. Falling is insane in C.
So here's one.
You rip their hand apart and hit them for 12. And then you sideboard into Spike and it's even better.
How about this? Over or under 5.5 Bebop characters in top 16?
Over.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. I got to write this down.
Are we including sideboard? Because
No,
there could be like 3 Spike ones. Oh,
No.
Well, there aren't a lot of good Bebop characters. You think, there's not even many characters in the set.
So you said
5.5.
You said 5.5?
5.5. Maybe it's 4.5. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
Well, I need a number.
2 of them are real butt.
You want to go?
Two of them are real butt.
Spikes, Jet.
Yeah, so we're spotting both Spikes, Jet, and Vicious. The question is
That's
what
4.
other would make.
Mad Pro?
Edit 9 counts as 4, right?
I mean, no.
There you go.
Like,
There's
you basically have like Ed 9, Vicious, or no, I mean, you have Ed 9, Mad Pro,
Yep.
Katarina is there in there. Faye. So I don't know.
I'm
Like
happy you remembered Faye last after I just said I was going to bring her to Worlds. Thanks.
Maybe the over-under has to be 5.5.
Yeah.
Because, right, we're going to spot Spike 1, Spike 2, Jet, and Vicious probably. And then the question is, does
two
Ed
more.
and, between Ed and 9, Perot, and Faye, do 2 of those 3 make it?
Yeah. Okay, so Kevin, you said over or under?
I'm second guessing. 5.5 is a very high number.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's real rough. But
Like-
diversity happens. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah, I'm taking the under.
Okay. Rob?
I'll go over. I think
Church?
people are just going to play so many of them that we'll see.
Church?
As someone who's playing one of the characters that wasn't listed in the guaranteed tops, I guess I have to say under.
I'll take the over. I think out of Ed and 9, Faye, and Perot, we'll see 2 of those.
Yeah, that's Ed and 9 are real good.
I'm
Mark me down
agreeing.
for over. These characters are nuts.
Oh, it's
Change
over.
that.
Yeah, I guess
You
I-
read
I
as a
also
model,
like,
Katarina. Insane.
like the other way to look at this is what other 11 characters or 12 characters are going to cry,
Right.
or no, 11's enough.
Nice
That's the
man.
thing is, all you need to think is like at what was it, Atlanta? After, like, if you had gone to top 16, like the 16th deck that was getting in was like 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So
That's not going to happen here.
No,
it's
no.
not. But I'm saying that, like, characters that you're just like, this is for, like,
Yeah.
basically
There's a chance that a 5-2-1 might make it.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you get a portion of the field at this that's playing like, if you get 40 to 50% of the field playing Bebop, as you've had in most of these PTCs, just by the numbers, like, because of, like, diversity, like, you're going to get some of those other, like, mid-level ones just coming up, because there might be, like, 2 or 3 Vicious that, like, are, in the top, like, 25. Or
I mean,
you'll get, like,
we've
4 or
had-
5 spikes. We'll see.
We've had tournaments with fairly open field, like not even like there's no S tier deck going into the event. Like Worlds 2017, I very distinctly remember there was a Metal Man player who was 4-0-4. That's a 5-3-1 record.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't even the bottom of the barrel.
Okay,
And,
so
like, he wasn't like 15 seed. Like there were people with worse records than him who got in, and that was an open field. It was just people. Like 3 people showed up with Kim, and Kim was just like a middle of the tier deck, and it was a very off the wall Kim deck that tops because Garrett continued to win the last round.
okay, so now that we have are kind of thinking that, we're saying like the 5.5 Bebop characters roughly or whatever.
Mm.
Do you think a Street Fighter character will make top cuts, and which one?
Vega.
Aside from Vega?
Aside from
Dawson?
I actually
Dawson.
don't think Vega will make top cuts this year.
Okay. Vega
I
could.
think Andrew
that's all.
Alexa will make top cuts.
Is he going though? That's the-
Yeah.
Oh, he's going? Okay, then Vega's making top cuts then, yes.
So,
Yes.
so would you take Vega or Dalsim against the rest of the Street Fighter field?
Oh, does Dawson have a better chance of making top cuts, or does anyone else in the
And the question is, who puts more characters in top 16? So if Vega and Dalsim make it, but also like Blanca, Cammy, and Jury make it, then Vega and Dalsim.
Like Bebop versus Street Fighter, who puts in more? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So he's
no.
saying
The
he's
big
saying
two Street Fighter versus the rest of Street Fighter, which
Yeah.
is 19 different characters.
Okay,
So
so
it's
okay,
17 versus 2.
so
Within
so
top.
could we do an over under on the Street Fighter saying over under at 3.5?
Oh my god, it's so much lower and there's so many more characters.
That's a super
Over
under,
three.
but I think
That's a super
like Vega plus Dalsim versus the other team. I think that's an interesting question.
Oh my god.
I would say I think that Vega and Dulcie, like, I think there would be like more of that than the other
Come
stuff.
on, nobody on that. Oh
I-
god, these are bad. Guile's good.
Oh, okay, Guile's not bad, but
Yeah, but
I mean, he's your mascot, right? Like you gotta bet on Guile.
you have like Guile and Cammy, and Gary's
Bang?
gonna be there with
Eagle
Bang
would
Long,
play the shit out of
I'm
Guile.
assuming.
Really fun. He has so many tools.
I mean, like they're not bad. I just think that there's going to be so many people playing Bebop stuff, and then a bunch of people playing like some of the old King of Fighter stuff, just because like it's going to be the last tournament that they can. And like I just think that there's a lot, like people are real low on Street Fighter. I don't know. I just don't think that stuff's going to be that well represented.
I'll go with this. After Vig and Dalsum, I would say the third most likely Street Fighter character to show up in Top Cuts is Fei Long.
Ooh.
See,
Okay, so
that
here's
is-
the left field.
that-
Over here is where that came from.
It's like whoa.
is that you can only get so far looking at things in vacuums. Like who is like if I were like if I entered this tournament 700 times, knowing everything I know, like what would the spread be versus like knowing that Iari really loves Fei Long.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Iari tops.
Okay, so do you think between let's say between Red Horizon and Street Fighter, which set gets more characters in the top cuts?
Street Fighter.
Red
Blood
Horizon.
Omen versus you mean
Yeah.
Blood Omen?
Blood Omen, yeah.
Versus Street Fighter?
Street Fighter, like no contest.
You think Street
Blood Omen
Fighter?
plus promos versus Street Fighter? We want to do that to
Yeah, we'll go we'll include the promos in there too, because
Oh yeah, because Satoshi.
Ava Satoshi, that's a 2 for 2 right there.
Yeah.
Ava could make it, and then someone
And
out of
Natalie 1. Does Natalie 1 count?
yeah,
Volleyball.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, and because
She's
you could
depressingly better than a lot of the Blood Omen characters.
you could just get some random person playing Kaden 3-dot with Pull My Trigger and Devastator
Yeah.
Cannon.
Yeah.
Marathi's not terrible.
No, Marathi is not terrible.
That's probably a reasonably close conversation, but I'm going to go Street Fighter. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would take Red Horizon. I think there's a failure rate, and I think Ava is more of a lock than the other ones.
I mean, there are still some good ones in there. Maybe someone's found a way to do Meilin. Heidi shows up. She's just going to get
Actually,
banged
like-
to death now.
like-
But
No, like Satoshi is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he is.
I feel like a lot of people have bad Satoshi decks, and they still do reasonably well with him.
Yeah.
So I think he's really good.
I also like. I mean, if you're including the promos, like that tilts it like heavily. You know, that gives them a lot of the better characters that didn't get
Mhm.
reprinted.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, maybe, but
Like Reese got some help, but I don't know if it's enough to like put him in a top 16. So
it's too bad it's all
Hey,
for difficulty.
overly
Maybe
dramatics
really
in this
sad.
format.
yeah. What, Tim?
Overly dramatics in the format, and
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
in Spike 2, and these are just really big problems for Reese.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry, Reese. That's just
I got
the
an
nature of the
over under
beast.
for you guys.
Okay.
So over under on total copies of Overly Dramatic plus Prepare to Fight in top 16. The line is 24 and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. So you're saying basically Earthfire good decks plus Death Order Water 7 hand sizers plus people running Prepare to Fight in their 6 hand sizers because I don't know why people do that.
Actually, let's call it 30 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like not everyone's gonna play 4 of them either.
Yeah.
And like not everyone's gonna play any Overly Dramatics. I think it's not.
They're not all going to play
Yeah,
4
correct.
so bump the number up. That makes sense.
Well,
I
I mean,
would-
if Tim tells me my number, if Tim is like, "Wow, your number's really low," I'll be like, "Okay, wait, the number's higher now."
Well, you gotta think there probably won't be if an Earth deck makes it, it's most likely Vicious, and then the Fire decks would be what
or Woodman.
or Woodman.
I mean, you could
But yeah,
make like an Earth
I mean,
Woodman.
Woodman Overly Dramatic's pretty good.
but you could just play it off of I guess so. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's hard to be Earth Woodman when you can be good Woodman,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
same thing with Overly Dramatic anyway.
yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go under actually on that. I'll go under on that one for
I
no
think we still
reason,
have to go
just because.
over. I don't know how many other the other symbols are all. I mean, some of them have a character or two.
Yeah, like
I mean,
You
we're talking
Basically,
Light
like life. Maybe
Here's Satoshi. Chaos has Disbro. I mean, a Grant Padley deck's probably not running Prepare to Fight, so there's that.
no.
I mean,
And they're
water
prob-
actions are super stacked.
Yep,
Right,
and you
yeah.
you
Don't
probably
necessarily play Prepare to
you-
Fight.
won't probably get an order character outside of Ed and 9 maybe, and they're not going to run Prepared to Fight. So,
Order Guile throws?
Order of Magnet Med?
Yeah, get off.
Come
that
on,
train,
Tim.
man.
Let's see this. We need to see
Build
this.
this for PTC.
Then everyone just starts saying, "Oh man, Master Magnetism's busted." It kind of is, but whatever.
There is unblockable with it.
It is.
Yeah.
There's like actually 1 or 2 unblockables, I think.
So I'm still thinking about this. So to have over 30 out of 16 decks,
Yeah,
so you're basically talking like pretty much like half the decks need to basically be running it at 4x.
Or
So
like
approximately,
13 of the decks are
31.
playing 3 or 4 copies.
I think I'll probably take the under on that too.
Has everyone else been under? Because I'll totally go over then.
Went over.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
smart people are going over.
Yeah, I somehow figured that the highest number was 48, and so I split that in half, and that was just completely wrong. You could have 64 in top 16, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
You could,
Yeah,
you
16 times 4 is indeed.
I'll take the
yeah.
under on that for sure.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
mean,
that.
unless you got some kind of multi-symbol deck, there's no reason you can't. You build on good.
Prepare
You
to
play on
play
one.
one in the same deck. Take one Vancouver.
So I don't know if anyone else like. I feel like in the discussion of the Atlanta Pro Tour, I feel like no one actually talked about the out of 9 deck because I think it's way crazier than I realized it was. Like that deck was playing a set of Prepare to Fight, a set of Leash Shield, and like 2 or 3 of the Guile flip after stuff leaves your staging area card, and also a playset of Caught Red-Handed.
Oh
That's what
wow.
the-
God.
Yeah. There was some multi-symbol action in
It
there.
was awesome.
That's
It was
nuts.
way sweeter than I thought it was.
Which Guile flip?
I
The
assume
of Vendetta?
that one diff. Yeah.
And just
but-
make so nobody plays it anymore.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah,
you.
you don't need to play it anymore. She's out of the format. So,
I got you.
here,
No believers in QB over here.
I got a guy who's bringing QB for singles. Yeah.
dude, QB. You should play QB in teams, I think, but it should be a good team deck.
Yeah. Over under.
Not
Well,
better.
not really over under.
Good.
Does a gateway shuffle deck win Worlds?
No.
Well, I said Felicia, so no.
I say yes because I think the Yamato Man deck
Good,
will be a
but
gateway
it
shuffle deck.
seems suspect.
It's got to embrace the power creep cash grab.
I mean, I think you just run in Felicia as like a pseudo dodge, right? A dodge that isn't going to get out of your league and
No,
kill
you-
you.
No, you just 50-50 split your attacks. Like you
Do
play
it.
like belt kicks
Do it.
and they'll like feed into some weapons.
Yeah, you just play. Yeah, okay, you
And
do all
something
that.
just be Yamato Man if you're going to do that. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
the,
The checks.
I think there will be one in top 4.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with a no on the win.
Okay. Church.
But yeah, things happen. It could win.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
saying it will. There
Yeah.
aren't many decks so far that have used and abused it.
Yeah.
And especially when there's a
I-
deck that's saying E-2 speed real quickly, it kind of loses half of its potency, you know?
True.
I don't know.
It's written down, right?
Oh, this one I need to write down because. Okay. So we did gateway shuffle. Not. I wrote the other ones down, but then I walked away to the bathroom.
Does
No.
this constitute as gambling yet?
No.
No, there's nothing on
There's nothing on the
only
line.
bragging rights.
It's just bragging rights.
I'll get my
Although
wallet.
it would be fun if Jason just ran a betting ring, like at Worlds, just like, all right, we're putting Spike at 10-1 odds. Who wants to take the bet?
That's oof. I think Jeremy's now wanting in.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he's just, you should just have him come on to do his picks for this,
Nah.
and then just
Church,
Got 'em.
Church, was that a gateway shuffle win or yes or no? Your face says no.
Come on, they're hot takes, guys.
Believe yourself,
Just
Church,
shoot them
just
off.
Kevin, you said
I'm
no,
gonna
right?
go with no.
All right.
Snap no.
Yeah, I mean it can happen. There's no reason it can't
Yes.
happen, but I'm going to say no.
Tim said no. Rob, what did you say?
I said
Yeah,
Felicia,
snap it to a
so
slim
Oh
obviously-
yeah, so no. All right.
Yeah, it all just goes together.
And then
You said Yamato, so
yeah.
obviously yes.
yes, I said yes. I said that. What's the next one? What's the next one, guys? We got
What's the next hot card?
two more.
Over under
Okay.
3.5 Spike ones diversified.
So we're basically saying over under Zoe's from last year, right?
I'll take the over.
Me too.
Under.
I'm gonna say under.
You think
because
it's only going to be 3 spike? Oh, there
there's a big difference between this year and last year, right? Because last year with the whole Zoe thing, there wasn't an event where a bunch of Zoes showed up and got diversified to show people that it'll happen. This year we had the spike thing where people saw that and they're gonna try to avoid it. They're gonna sandbag.
I think people are gonna think he's so good they're gonna do it anyway.
Oh yeah,
I'm under no matter what, but we should clarify. By diversified, does that mean in top 16 by standings, or does that mean
No.
You can be 19th and then knocked out? Yeah.
Okay.
So we're also saying starting spike 1 too, right?
Yeah,
We're not
it's-
sandbagging.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Spike 1, starting
If
spike
some
1.
oil man gets diversified because they're also citing into
What did
spike
you
one like
say,
another oil
Tim?
man, that-
Did you go over or under on this? I didn't hear.
Who?
Tim.
I haven't decided.
Okay, Kevin.
I'm under.
Okay, under.
I'll take over.
Okay.
I'll take the
Now, as a side question, is one of those diversified spike 1s Tamarin Cardwell?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And it'll be due to no fault of his own. Hell, he'll probably go like X and 1, right?
Oh, oh man,
X and 1, it's his fault he lost.
Yes, it's his fault
because
he
it
lost.
wouldn't be to another spike. He would lose to something random.
The other
And
spike,
the spike
clearly
that beat
didn't
him is
lose
also
to something
X1.
random.
Yeah, it lost to, I don't know, spike 2 or something.
I just
Maybe
realized
it'll be
I should have
something weird on
hedged
his spike. I don't
my
know.
Felicia bet by saying that yes, a gateway shuffle deck will.
Idiot.
You're so dumb.
Wow.
Not going
You're
for
like,
the full dunk.
stop limiting your upside, dude. You can be right about everything. Like you got yourself, man.
Here we go.
It'll be a spike, right? It'll just be Felicia that's siding into spike and running gateway. You're right.
Oh, shit, you knew my deck.
So your spike, you put all your foundations, you have no face ups anymore. You dealt kicks, pick up the best one and replay it. Boom.
Well,
Just play the flip.
I'll take the no on the Tamarin. I will take the epic Tamarin diversifies Garrett and Sunman. Just the total plot twist.
And Jay Ueda. He's in there too.
Yeah.
There you go. That's 3 right there. Ooh.
What are your
That's
Garrett
not
might
four.
not play
That's-
Spike 1. I'm trying to get him to not play Spike 1.
like if you have to put a number on it? What are the odds that Tamarin Cardwell actually plays Spike 1 at Worlds? Is it 100% or is it not 100%?
I don't know. Does anyone have him on Facebook? Well, I don't know why this is something for odds when it's just an opinion kind of thing. We could just ask him.
80. I'll go with the 1 in 5 that he just plays Faye anyway.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Like,
Yeah,
if I have to beat his ass, I see.
Like, betting that a specific thing happens where he could just not show up with Spike 1, like there's a lot of ways it can fail to happen. He could just not make top 16. He would lose 4 matches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can fight Spike 1 in round 1, Spike 1 in round 2, Spike 1 in round 3, and
Vicious in round 4.
Spike 1. Now, how many Spike... That'd mean all the other Spikes are losing. That doesn't add up. That doesn't happen.
Because it's the tournament's 50% spikes.
That would be something that... Do you think it's going to be more than the 15% that is including Spike 1 and sandbagging into Spike 1? That there will be Spike 1s? Will there be more than 15% of the field?
I mean, so you're saying there's what?
Let's say
almost 20.
Let's say there's more. Let's say there's more than 20.
Yeah, guys.
How about you go over/under Zoe's?
No, let's not make an over/under question. Like, it's just what percent of the field is Spike 1?
Including sideboard?
Like
starting?
Starting?
8.
I've already said that I think 12% of the field is going to be starting Spike 1 on a previous Guile treatment, so I'm staying with that.
I liked the 10% plus 5 sandbags earlier.
Yeah.
I think Tim said that.
I'll take
I'm gonna
5%. I'm going to say 5%. I think enough of the better players feel good enough about their ability to play decks that can beat Spike 1 that they won't feel like they just have to play Spike 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be people like showing up with effectively their starter decks.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'll say the percentage is whatever the number of people are, 15 divided by that. I think there's gonna be like 15 spike ones.
Okay.
Yeah, by 5%, I'm effectively saying 7 or 8. Right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's going to be 140, something like
Mhm.
that.
Now,
Yeah, I mean, I know it was like 120-ish like last year,
Yeah.
so I don't know. You know, I would presume it'll be more than that, but
Yeah.
do
See,
you,
I'm up from Arizona.
Church, do you have a percentage on Spike 1?
I said 8. I'm sticking with 8.
8%.
Boy.
You might
Okay.
have the right number.
So, does Worlds hit 150 people this year?
150?
Yeah.
That's a considerable jump.
Well, you
Especially
have to
considering
think-
that some people have just dropped the game altogether.
I don't think it does.
No.
I think
Although,
I
then
think it get
again,
up to
every
like
person that dropped,
130
that's
to
2 new
140.
ones.
I think we're going to have
man,
just enough to get an 8th round, and
Yeah.
it's going to give a lot of hope to all the people with 2 losses. Are going to
Okay.
be able to keep playing.
Church, you
Especially
said no?
first.
Did you say no, Church, on the 150?
No to one. I went like, wow. as an
I didn't see your
exclamation, so I
face.
guess
I
that's
was-
probably a no.
I was too busy writing. I'm sorry.
I'm going no as well.
I'm
I
going
think
yes.
we're all on this.
I'm going yes due to the fact that like they've grown like the premier stores and all these new pages and all these new places that have people that we didn't have last year. I think we can conceivably jump 30 players. Not
I'm going to go with plane tickets are expensive.
But the
Yeah,
other thing too is like you're presuming like it increases by 30, and everyone who was there last year comes back.
that's also true. I know.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Ooh.
pure hearsay, but I've heard bad things about Vegas' attendance.
Oh,
And this
really?
was also, I haven't heard anything since they banned Twinkle Murdoch.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. I'm putting it out there. So that's my hot
Yeah,
take.
no,
and I'm sticking to
that's
it.
a good question.
I'm sticking
Good
to it.
question.
Now,
Oh.
Church, you guys, do we have a rule change before the tournament starts?
Don't you?
Don't you
Like
put
between
that?
now and then, or
No, I'll say between Lubbock and before we turn in deck lists at Worlds for teams. Do we have a rule
expand it and
change?
Call it a format change. Like it could even involve an errata and or banning.
There we go. Format change. Do we have a format change?
Between Lubbock and Worlds?
Yeah.
No,
So-
it'll be after. They do it after.
That's
so I
true.
think it is very unkind of you to put the line before deck lists are submitted for teams. Like
Should it be
that's like
after?
before Sunday morning.
Yeah, there you go.
If
Effective
that-
immediately, Vengeance of the Fallen Angels is banned, so you're going to have to change your deck list. Like 3 people in top cuts.
on Angels, but
Yeah.
reduce disruption to the tournament where you can replace it with Swingbird and play up to 8 copies if necessary.
I would say that the chance for a ruling to sort of be mishandled and in that sense arbitrarily changed mid-event are probably higher than something changing before the event.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Damn.
Yes. So you're saying if someone gets know your objective wrong, like that is more likely than actually.
Well, I mean, like,
change.
well, like in the sense that you would say that the normally paired rules were changed mid-event at nationals
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because they effectively stuck that way afterwards.
Okay, here's one. Do we have a new world champion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, what, you mean one that hasn't won world?
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
someone that-
Do we have a brand new cardboard winner for
Okay,
singles?
For singles cardboard.
For singles cardboard, do we have a first timer?
I'm gonna say no.
Damn, man. Disrespecting your friends.
I mean, I think whatever. We'll see.
How many? What is this actually like? What are the population sizes here of this bet? Right, like, the Street Fighter is like 2 against 19. How much is
Yeah.
the repeat cardboard side of this equation?
I mean, you got to think how many people with cardboard are going to make tops. I mean, it's probably you probably have about a 50% chance.
I'm gonna say there's 13 people with singles cardboard there, but some of them are wicked old. That's a complete guess. I didn't actually count. Don't start thinking like Church. You real
I'm
stupid.
just
That's
trying
not
to
true.
count how many people there actually are.
Mike Hardiman and Grant are both going.
They're both going.
So that's yeah.
Fran,
Yep.
Jeremy,
Yep.
So
Pete,
basically,
Garrett.
every UK champ from the last decade will be there because Garrett's at 5 of them.
There's 3 ATLians, right? Dave, Shu, and Keenan.
Is
Yes.
Shu going to be there?
don't know.
I don't know if she was
I
going
guess
to
we
be
got
there.
no confirmation then.
He's probably going to be drunk, so I don't know. Does that help or hurt?
Yeah, he'll be
I-
drunk.
that
Where he'll be
helps,
drunk.
I
that's
heard,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, Birch will be there, I assume.
Yeah, Birch will be there.
Of like the strong candidates for people who don't have singles cardboard that could nominally win singles cardboard in this format, a couple of them aren't going. Right, we're absent Rob, we're absent Slam.
Piglet's not going either, right?
Yeah, we're absent Piglet.
Yeah.
I think I bet on the field, even though even with some of the promising candidates out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's 130 people and there's 13 cardboard holders, like that's 9-1 odds, minus the skill gap, and the skill gap's there. I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm going yes. I'm gonna say you guys.
You hear that, Garrett? Chris believes in you. None of us do, though.
No,
Wait.
no.
No,
I'm
he's
saying
saying
yes
yes
that a
to
new
win.
person's
I
going to
know.
win.
A new
Okay.
champion.
A
My
new
mistake.
champion.
You hear that, Garrett? Chris doesn't believe in you.
So will a cherry be popped on Sunday night?
Someone's cherry is gonna be popped on Sunday night.
I'm gonna say no. I think the list of people with singles cardboard who I think can win is a little bit longer than the
Yeah.
list without.
Yes,
That's
that's very
close.
fair to say.
It's close.
I'm thinking more along the lines of like, someone just gets hot. Maybe someone gets hot
Yeah, but
and then.
Garrett Brett could say hot.
Oh,
I Steve in my boy penis. Okay.
I think so if I was going to pick someone that isn't, like, that doesn't have singles cardboard to win, that would be my pick.
who? Scott?
It would be
Yeah.
Summon, yeah.
Mm.
Who would win?
Hey, Church.
The entire UFS community, everyone who has ever won singles cardboard in UFS history, or one PP boy.
So Kevin,
I'm like 0-1 against him, so
oh wow,
There you go.
that was a
Confirmed.
legacy non-final, but
Church. I didn't get your answer for this.
I said hell yeah.
You said hell
I'm
yeah.
currently looking at like the top cuts from last year, and man, there were I think in top 8 there were 2 people that had singles cardboard. That was just Garrett and Tim.
yeah, it's because all the rest were playing Zoe though.
Wait, what dude, you said top 8? Oh,
Yeah.
There were a bunch in top
Okay, well,
16,
what does it
too.
go to top 16? Yeah, I'm just scrolling down as I get there. Got Ben, Kevin.
I know Ben and me were there, yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow, there's sure a ton with those 2. The same number. Wow. So yeah, there were 4 in top 16 that had previous singles cardboard. Man, there's a lot of glare on my glasses here. That's why I keep taking those off. Like, that's not unreasonable to think that someone new could do it. No, they didn't before, and that tends to happen. That's why Garrett has 6 cards. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, so yeah, which way would you bet if you knew it was going to be, like, Garrett, like, if it was going to be, like, Garrett, me, Tim, and Shu again? Like, who would you bet on? 12 people who don't have cardboard, or the 4 of us?
My question
Well,
is,
Shu's in there,
I think
so I wouldn't bet on
the
him.
list will be longer this time.
mine would be,
Yeah.
is Mega Man 2 in the field, though? Because if you face Mega Man 2, Kevin, it's tough for you. He got your number,
Yeah,
man.
Cody Kent's coming for you, man.
Cody Kent.
Yeah.
Mega Man with Samba Slam is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Church, that hurts more than the losses do.
I didn't say Cody Kent was going to beat you. I said he's coming for you. That's going to be your retribution.
So, Kevin, your answer on first timer on cardboard winning?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the field.
All
yeah.
right. Yes. Alrighty. Anybody else got any bets to hedge? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 so far. We go for an even 10. We go for
Most represented
I'm
symbol in top 8
more.
top 16 rather.
Death. Ooh, oh man, Death
said-
and Water.
You said top 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
The valid options are Death, Water, and Fire, right? Maybe
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Death, Water, and Fire.
This counts. This counts. I had one of the
Different.
really old death life symbols around, but I couldn't find it. So I'm going to show you this Skullman, because, hold on. That's death.
I'm going to take good. I'm
What?
going to be brave here. I'm going to take good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Ooh, I like that.
You've got Woodman,
Athena.
and Athena. There could be a good Athena.
Yeah, Faye.
Faye would be built off of good, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go water.
You go water.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Jen could be built off good, certainly.
I think I'm gonna take fire.
Okay.
Whoa, that's a left fielder too.
No,
Not hugely left field, but
That's Ava. That's Perot. That's random
Yeah.
coffee decks. That's Fire. Judy.
yeah, it can very well happen.
Yep. I'm going water. I think Spike 1. Well, I think Spike 1, Yamato, maybe a Lilith might get in underwater.
Yeah,
Felicia's
Lilith
really
is a
good.
hella good.
Felicia's really good off of water, so I'm gonna go with water.
Yeah, for like the list of playable 7-hand size water characters is long,
Yes.
but I think like the list of people who are going to show up with them is not. It's like
Yeah.
actually about as long as that,
Yeah.
and I think that they won't all succeed
True.
like to that level.
Number 9. What are we saying? Got any bets? Are we sticking with 8?
We should do a teams one.
You gonna do teams one? All right.
I've got a separate one.
Okay.
We should pick
Okay.
a character that is listed. We'll just go with the poll that I did because it's the one we have. That is listed
Yes,
C
that's
plus or lower that makes top 16.
Oh, cool.
Because there will probably be one sneaking in. It usually.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, Oil
I
Man.
have the list in front of me, so
I'm gonna keep going back to Oil Man because he's
excluding
just hot. Damn it.
Excluding sandbags, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I retract my statement.
is Skullman on the list?
Skullman? No, I think
Skullman.
he's like-
There's no way he's a C.
Yeah, he's B minus. That's way above C.
It's way above C plus.
I gotta look up the tier list now.
I mean, it is.
It is.
For the purposes of this, it's
Small
infinitely
top
above
list.
C.
Boom. Let's see. I gotta pull it
I'm
up.
just gonna think of the worst character I think can make it, and just guess them, and then ask you to check that they're in or not.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Oil Man is in C plus tier, by the way.
Yeah, but then we said no sandbagging.
Yeah. I'm actually, I think. Ooh.
I'll take Cossack.
Take Cossack? Okay.
Where
Why
is
aren't you
it?
taking Fei Long? You just said you thought he was the best chance.
I mean, I've said a few things. I've talked about Magnet too. Oh, Fei
That's
Long's
true.
in there?
Yeah, he is. He's C+.
All right, I'll take Fei Long.
Okay.
See.
Where is? I'm just holding the card right now.
Oh, or you could have taken the Magnet Man, man.
Scroll
He's
up.
a solid
Yeah, I
C.
know. There's so many good choices in there.
I'm gonna go with Ryu, actually. I'm gonna go with
Yep.
Ryu.
That's a reasonable choice.
I'll take Jetta.
Oh, Jetta's yeah.
I really like Ryu. I don't know
So,
why.
if
I
someone
just
good
do.
with Jetta shows up, yeah. That's why she's in like A tier, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the A.
Probably.
He's probably an A, yeah. Where's Marathi?
Yeah,
Is he
that's
a
This is
B?
taking top 16. This isn't winning. This is going like
Yeah,
5.
it's just taking. Just
These
take
people
Anna
don't know
Karras,
the
dude.
meta.
Just take Anna Karras and tell Devin to show up.
He's not gonna show up. And did he give the deck to someone they won't play it like shit?
Just,
Oh, wow.
Just give him one of your plane tickets from last year. You haven't used them all, have you?
You should
Sheepman's
just
in.
like bet that Devin finds a taker for his Anacars.
Yeah, I could bet that he finds a taker. I'm not gonna bet on that person who picks it up before the event.
Well, there's a lot of good
What a tier,
characters
man.
in the C tier, actually. Like Gemini Man,
Yes,
Sheepman. Like Sheepman could blow people
Sheepman
up,
sucks.
too.
No, he
You take care.
I don't
Sheepman can
have
do.
faith in a good Sheepman build actually showing up. I think he's got game, but I wouldn't play him.
I watched Jeremy Raven play Sheepman on stream the other night, and if that's as good as Sheepman is, Sheepman belongs in F tier. Which is actually me
Yeah,
talking
man.
shit about Jeremy, not Sheepman, but
Airman's Airman's not bad. He's not good either, but you know. But
I try to sleep with cats and be different.
yeah.
Instead,
Rob, is
that
Scott
role
playing
belongs to
Airman?
I have no idea what Scott's playing.
can I just
fair enough.
put another guess on Cossack? 'Cause I think Cossack's really good.
Yeah, you can take Cossack if you want. Yeah, that's fine.
Because Cossack Let's Party is nuts.
Ooh, I got a good one.
Church,
For,
who did you pick?
For Rio.
I haven't picked anyone yet. Can I just say Cocaine Mai? Is that appropriate?
Yeah,
Yes.
Don't write that down.
Okay.
For our good friend across the pond.
Oh, is this for a new one? Is this for a new question?
Over under 0.5 five-handers in the top 16.
Oh God.
I thought you were going to say people.
Well, I still need Church's answer for the character.
Oh, I'm sorry. Adazimov and Katarina are gonna sneak in.
Aren't they
That's my
bees?
guess.
No way.
They're gonna avoid every deck that runs Bang. I don't
That's
know.
plausible.
It is
But they're like,
possible. You
aren't
can
they-
avoid
By
it.
the way, be ready for Bang, but
Yeah.
Are they in
probably need to
C?
be super scared of it.
I mean, there are other things that could do it. I could see
Oh, man, they
Sakura,
are.
maybe.
I was gonna build a Sakura.
Okay,
It
over
could
under.
happen.
Weapons are really good.
Cocaine Mai is straight up in C tier, man.
Five
You know,
handers.
if I just avoid every spike one and people who know what they're doing.
Wait,
I
do you
can
want
do
to
this.
do you want to
Sure,
expand
you
the
can
over
like
under?
one.
Do you want to over under expand the five handers to teams and singles?
Oh my god.
No, that's not
No.
fair. Let's keep it at 0.5 for
That's
singles.
40.
I'm going under.
I'm going under too.
Wait, you're going under no five-handers in top 8?
I think there's going to be no five-handers in top 16.
After diversity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I think
don't
you're
know.
probably right, but I gotta think about it.
I mean, like, there's
take
some things,
over.
like, there's some possibilities. I mean, I could see, like, a Cossack. I could see a
I think
Stone Man.
we'll see like Napalm or Cossack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, Napalm's
Yeah,
another
Napalm.
good one. Yeah,
really
sure.
good.
Guts,
Napalm's
man.
the best one.
Someone's gonna play Guts Man. It's not gonna be Rob, but someone will play Guts Man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the under. I think we have 2 votes for over, so I don't feel like I need to like represent.
You need to be contrarian, yeah.
Church.
That's the highest rated five-hander on. Oh, Guts, man. On the tier list? No.
Napalm is
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
What do you think
Napalm,
it
man.
has
He's
to
B minus. Yeah.
And I think where was Stone Man on this? Was he in C plus?
Snowman's
Yeah.
somewhere in the C.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
C plus.
C
He's got
plus.
Stone, Cheap, Shadow, Witzel, Gemini. That's just all the platinum. Give or take.
So Church, you going under?
Oh, yeah, I'm going under.
Okay.
Disrespect.
I don't know if anyone's going to play Final Curse Entombment Napalm Man, but I believe in it, having not seen the deck at all.
I think Final Curse Entombment's a pretty sweet card. Like,
Yeah.
every time it's played against me, I'm just like, oh, like,
I mean,
I
I have
don't
this
think
thing
I'm
in front of me.
They discard 2 cards.
I got
Yeah.
glare on it. Man, look at it. Look at that. That'll kill every spike. Every.
you know what kills that strategy? Checking ones and Vengeance of the Fallen Angel dealing 12 to you.
That's what you can lose twice. It's okay, you just have to win 5 times.
Checking ones is fine. Just don't check 2 ones in a row. That's all that matters.
Cool.
You guys aren't even off symboling for Guardian Slasher in your Napalm Man decks, are you? God.
I don't run Napalm. Ew.
I don't play Napalm Man. Nah.
No, I'm just kidding. I do run them, but I wouldn't off symbol because I play it on death. So it's...
Oh. All right, so we'll come to a close, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up on a Saturday, spending a few hours with me and Rob and his
Can I get in my closing thoughts from
Oh
earlier?
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry because I have to do it too. So closing thoughts,
Oh, yeah.
Church, on Worlds in a whole.
I have literally none. Play it to your heart's content. Okay, maybe that is not literally none. I didn't, and then I'm improvising. I'm sorry. This is my fault. Play to your heart's content. Ignore the spikes. Don't play spike. Don't be like that. Play what you want to play. Unless you want to play spike one, then you're a weirdo. Tim, you can play
Spike
spike
one.
two. That's your thing. No,
Fucking
don't you?
Canadian church.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know if I really want to play Spike 2, but the similarities to Kazi are really hard for me to ignore.
I mean, if you want to, that's your prerogative.
Prerogative.
That's your choice. Don't
There you go.
provoke.
Yeah.
That's your provoke.
Okay.
We'll
Um,
give you a thesaurus.
You got a good call on that spike too, Tim. That's you've got a good foothold in there, saying that that's your deck. You know, that's fair.
With my thoughts is I just have fun. Like, you know, you're there to have fun. You're there to win, but as a first timer, have fun with it, man, because
Yeah,
it can
you're
be
probably
overwhelming.
Not gonna go there to win in one of your first events. Probably your first couple or few worlds.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I am on the foothold to where as long as I did better than last year. So
That's a good.
I got like 25th last year. So I'm getting
Yeah.
with Robert built the morning before. So it's this.
He's C tier.
Yeah, he is.
Most of the other people in here are a little intimidated if they have to do better than their previous year's records.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. But
Some people have a very difficult way to do that.
That's
No,
why
I
you
just need to do
punt the
better
last
teams.
round.
Yeah, just do
I'm
better.
much more interested in teams than singles this year.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
More invested.
Dude, Tim, you have to Swiss champ and win. That's easy.
There you go.
Got it.
Doesn't like no one.
I don't
do
think
that?
Spike 2 can Swiss champ anything.
You have to.
Did
You
you
have to.
switch
You have
champ the PTC?
I mean, anything with.
Don't sass him.
How dare you sass our world champ? How dare you sass him? But no, like I said earlier, have fun with
That
it.
8-man tournament.
You know?
That, you know.
If I play my team stack in singles, I could see that deck Swiss champing.
Oh, secondarily,
I
if
don't
you
know how
are
I
playing
feel about
Spike, don't wuss out. Keep going. If
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
if you're 3-3 Spike, keep going. We're
Keep-
trying to prove a damn point here.
Yeah.
You can't just print a 724 with free damage reduction and
Yeah.
just push it out
Yeah,
the door.
don't drop, because there is a rumor that we may have MK as packs. So there is that rumor. So
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so-
I'm really hoping we do because I don't have money to buy MK, so I'm hoping to win it. That's
if
like
you're
my
playing
only
out of diversity, keep playing because you're here for the experience.
yes.
Yeah.
You
the con's not going to be that exciting.
yeah, you only get
If
you-
last year was
Okay.
any representation.
you only
It's
get
nice for what it is, but
Yeah. I know
I
it,
hope there's no chip tunes this year.
it's moved. It's
No.
it's actually downtown this year. It's not where it was last year. It's actually
Right, but
moved.
it's the same
Oh.
convention.
The same
It's
convention,
not
yeah.
the same place.
Yeah, but
The
we're
convention
actually,
moved,
from
yeah.
what I was told, we're like off. We're not even on the con floor. We're like in a room now, off to our own. So
Next
Oh, okay.
maybe next to a pool that we're playing next to. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh my god.
But anywho,
So someone pointed out in the Guelph PDC that if we had stayed there, Darth Vader was there, and there were a lot of younglings. So maybe that problem would have solved itself.
maybe. But no, like, have fun, meet the community, introduce yourself. Don't be afraid to just say, "Hey, I'm this guy from this place," because you don't want to be that guy, because that guy gets pointed out as a weirdo who doesn't introduce himself. So maybe. But yeah, Jasko's gonna be there.
Nobody
So
knows who that person is.
Jasko's going to be there, so throw all your concerns and hatred for Spike 1 at them as much as possible. Because didn't we have a band? We did
that's
have.
not fair. Spike 2 is also real bullshit.
Yes,
you know?
but didn't we have like a band? We had a band that shit chant after Top Cuts. So I mean after Swiss. So
Can't ban that shit nonstop during top 16 meetings.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
15 players. That's about the Catarina. Ban that shit.
Shit, man.
I mean, why
Did you
stop
just
there?
imply that they'd get tops? What the hell?
You could just do that during Swiss, couldn't you?
You could. You can. But
Instead of
yeah.
someone start yelling it every time they lose to a Spike.
Like every single person, like at the end of the day, is just hoarse.
But anywho, I want to say thanks, Church, Tim, Kevin. I appreciate you guys coming out, showing up, talking. We'll get Jeremy Ray on maybe the post-World show, and then, we'll get him on that. So,
you can talk about his victory.
yeah,
Yeah. I was just going to say that.
The deck that we
too,
didn't mention this whole time, I don't think. So
yeah.
yeah. So, Rob, thanks. We're going to miss you at Worlds, so.
Plant Man.
Plantman is...
we didn't mention Plantman either.
Yeah, we mentioned
Yeah.
Yep.
I
No,
just want to throw that one out there.
Yeah. that is
That
true.
dude can do some crap.
Yes, he can. So, okay, everyone have a good night. Thanks. And then this is gonna be this is the second part of a two-parter.
Yeah.
So watch the first part first, and then watch this part, which is after the end. So
You're an idiot.
yeah, I know I'm bad. So everyone have a good night, and thanks a lot.